All right, so thank you for joining us. It's time to take a look at today's newspapers and the headlines on them. We have reviewing the papers with us today, the CEO of CKN News, Chris Kehinde Nwandu. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Kehinde.
Yeah, it's strictly Kehinde today, not Ichi. It's nice to see you, really.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, let's start off with the Punch newspaper. The major story of robberies. Police grill Saraki in National Assembly. Controversy surrounds Milaye's whereabouts and yes, the new filtered yesterday, from the assistant of the Senate President that he was grilled in his office by detectives of the police. Well, the whereabouts of Senator Dino Melaye, of course, still unknown up until now. Yes, if the police knew they were going to do this, so why all the noise, all this why all the Matters and the rest of them, when they know that they can willingly go to the office of the Senate President, accord him that respect, and ask him questions on the issue. And when they did the right thing this time around, and that's always my problem with some of our security agents. They do the wrong thing, do the right thing at the wrong time. All the news ought not to have been there. All the problem we had shouldn't have been there. They could have just walked into his office or even his residence and let him make his statement. And if there's any other thing they want from him, I'm sure he'll provide that. Then back to Dino. I'm a bit confused with what is happening. We are confused. Yes, because my confusion comes from the fact that I know that Dino, as a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, doesn't work alone. He has a driver, he has his orderlies, and he has, so was it that all of them were kidnapped, or was it just picked? And then if it was only him, I've not seen anything to show that anybody, any of his aides, talking about Senator Bruce.
One of his aides actually said, one of his aides from the report we got actually said that there was an attempt, but he escaped into the bush.
That's later on.
Yeah, later, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. So I know that Dino has some details, even if the police withdrew their own details. I know he goes with some other, he has other aides and the rest of them. But Senator Murray Bruce was one that broke the story. And the police have also issued a statement that they are investigating it. And I hope nobody's just planning to play the ostrich here. All right,
but
so
let's just
I just hope he's safe.
That's exactly.
Because he was going to the court before he disappeared.
That's the hope of many Nigerians anyway. Yeah, we hope we get him back in one piece. All right, let's look at other stories down here. Don't blame leaders alone for Nigeria's problems. That's President Muhammadu Buhari talking there, saying that it's not the total responsibility of the leaders of the country to set everything all right. The citizens' responsibility is as important as that of the leaders.
Well, to some extent, I agree with you. But don't forget that the leader must show the way for the followers to follow. If we have a leader that is not showing the way, then definitely it's just like what they normally say in the normal balance, that once the head of the fish is rotting, the whole body is gone. So if we push it back to the president, let him show leadership, we all follow. We don't,
the point there is, it's just like the civil service.
Yes.
The civil service is always there, waiting for
whoever
becomes the head. Whatever programs that is where
that's
the civil service goes.
So that's what
when it comes to the leadership has to show direction first, and then the people will follow. You remember in 2015 when the president was elected? People on their own said, in fact, the fear of Buhari is and they were ready to start obeying traffic. That was just that perception at that time until people just felt.
You remember the issue of the body language?
Exactly.
Because the body language, cued
all right, let's just run through some of the interesting stories before we move on. Defections. APC rules out automatic tickets for lawmakers. Ekiti Assembly shut as PDP alleges plot to impeach Fayose. Suspend recess. Approved 2019 polls budget. Presidency begs National Assembly. And grazing violence has killed more than Boko Haram. That's ICG talking there.
All right, let's move to the Nation newspaper. Now, APC senators insist Saraki Dogara must step down. 3 senators' defection yet to be announced. Well, it's getting more interesting, I must say. But let's just move on. Of our robbery, police quiz Senate President. We talked about that. And Adeleke gets 7 days to produce school certificate. Well, the dancing senator, they seem to be...
He's on the dancing floor. He's on the dancing floor. I don't see
any reason why he shouldn't present his certificates. I don't know. Our politicians have a way of blowing things out of proportion.
Exactly. Really blowing things out of proportion sometimes.
Yes, but my problem is that we've been having series of certificate issues within the last few months and the rest of them.
I think goes along
that of the Minister of Finance with NYSC.
Which has not been cleared.
Obla, is Obla, yes, the President Special Advisor, Special Assistant on Prosecution.
I think to a great extent, those who are supposed to do due diligence haven't. Because, for instance, in the case of the dancing senator, you must, one way or the other, at the point of screening, would have presented your certificate, even to be a senator.
That is it.
So how come we didn't hear of that? And then we're not hearing of this at the point where he wants to become governor?
That is politics for you. You know, when it comes to politics, people always go for their pound of flesh. Okay, so no matter how deep it goes, just to make sure that you it's more of an internal problem. It's not PDP versus APC.
Yes.
It's PDP versus PDP. Let's see how this
fallout of
the members against his candidacy.
Yes, there has been
some.
Yeah, there has been some issues. You know, there have been some issues. Some people felt that the other guy, I think Ogumbi, yes, is more on ground and rest. And the guy came from nowhere and practically took the show off. But from what some of us learned, the powers that be in Abuja prefer Adeleke because they see him as a more legible candidate than that. But since the court has given him 6 days or 7 days to present, let's see whether he will come with his satisfaction.
All right. Police sergeant, 9 others paraded over Plateau killings. Does this give a sense of the fact that when someone like respectable Nigerian like Tiwa Danjuma says security agencies collude on this thing, does this give the headway to confirming some of these things?
It does.
Allegations?
Yes, it does, because if you read the story very well, you realize that some of those security agents guys were providing arms for the killers and the rest of them from what we've read. And that only goes to show that our security agents are culpable. Out of every 12, there will always be a Judas. There's always that tendency that people are fueling, some of the people even within the security agents are fueling. In fact, there was a time that, you know, it was rumored around and being said that some of our security agents are even fueling this because they make something out of it, they make money out of it, and the rest of them. So I think we should do, just like rightly say, have a due diligence, especially within the security apparatus. Those that are found wanting should be prosecuted and made to face the full weight of the law. It should no longer be what they used to do, because what we are having now is we are at the brink. I don't want to go beyond that. We are at the brink of whatever. If we go beyond this, it might just be terrible for all of us.
It has allowed impunity,
therefore
justice must be served as soon as possible. All right, we'll go to the next paper, which is, of course, the... Oh, seems like carried. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this should be the next paper. Daily Sun. Of a robbery, police operatives grill Saraki, keep appointment at National Assembly. That's a story we already talked about. So we go to the top of the paper. We won't negotiate with political mercenaries or Shomole. APC reps demand automatic tickets for 2019. Now, it's kind of confusing, or maybe a strategy anyway. You have the leader of the APC on one side, the chairman, Adams Shomole, on one side, wielding, the big stick, saying that, talking boldly that we won't give you special attention, we won't give you automatic ticket. But on the other side, you see the president and some of his members in the executive trying to call senators, lawmakers, really, to their sides and, to kind of plead with them to stay, to return. That's
the irony of the whole thing. Personally, I had thought that Adams Shomole, with his sagacity, if you can use that, and his experience in governance, both at the labor union level and as a former governor, two-time governor of Edo State, would have tried to be diplomatic with the kind of words that he ordered.
Especially at this time.
Especially at this time. But the way he's talking like a sole administrator, he's not a sole administrator of APC. He's the chairman of APC. And within the APC, there are executive members, there's the NWC, he's not,
Minister of Labour
he's
said.
just like the Senate president, just the first among equal. Any other person could have been the chairman of APC. The way he goes around talking, I will not, even some few days, look at what he said about the president. If the president is tolerating that, I will not, who is Adam Oshomole? I think he should be called to order. Right? As I said, it's not a sole admin. This is the time for you to bring all your members together. You are the same one that said that these people are irrelevant. And then you're going at the wee hours of the night, 2 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. to be begging them in their various houses to remain in the party. Then you come back again, so you swallowed your word, you vomited it, you swallowed it.
All right. Okay, yeah. Quickly move on. Apapa gridlock. FG begins road reconstruction in 2 weeks. Osinbajo, Minister, MPA stakeholders meet. Ambode shots bonded terminal. What is happening at Apapa this time really has been touted as a miracle. Right. So let's just move on.
Miracle, because I went through that as yesterday, and I was shocked that at least some level of sanity has been brought to play. At least one of the lanes is now open up. And I commend the Vice President for giving that order. That should be Executive Order 7.
All right. I'm a dump APC Kwara governor tells supporters Nigeria to experience total lunar eclipse today. UNN Astronomy Astrophysics Group alerts. Yes, we're expecting that today, sometime around 6:44 p.m. All right. Buhari approves 10-year validity for passports. Cherry news.
Very, very good one. Very, very. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Oh, now this is good news.
This is the best of best news. They're going to very, very good news.
Because you know when you have to renew your passport every 5 years.
It's so terrible. It's a good
right,
one.
That's about it.
Okay, let's move to this day newspaper now. We're tired of APC, says Ahmed. Hints of defection. Okay, Shehu Sani, party's system of iniquity, injustice led to internal revolt. And the Shomole rejects federal lawmakers' demand, insists no automatic ticket. Okay, so another governor might be on his way out of the APC.
Yeah, one already gave indication yesterday. Kwara State governor came out to say that I'm tired of APC, and they are not living to our expectation, but that the people of Kwara should wait for the next announcement on where they are moving to. And just like they did with Otom, you know, Otom was waylaid, quote and but his own is more of a stakeholders meeting where they told him to move on, and he's agreed to move on. So we wait till the next one.
And from indications from Sokoto, it seemed like there could also be, from the reports we're getting, there could also be a movement or some undercurrents in Sokoto State and a few other states.
As we move towards 2019, we'll be seeing this crisscrossing and the rest of them. It was, there were 6 that moved in 2014 to APC. 2 have moved, are moving now. So let's see how many will move from APC.
So they're counting scores.
They're just counting scores.
Well, despite AGF's clearance, police interrogate Saraki. The Attorney General of the Federation insists that Saraki is innocent, and police is saying he has a case to answer. I wonder how government agencies, agencies that are supposed to be working together, be on the same page about everything, especially when it has to do with just one case and just one individual, there are always divergent.
And then really, does the AGF even have that power to declare someone innocent? Has he become a court of law?
Yes, in terms of law enforcement, the AGF is the #1 law officer. He's not the IG of police, okay, because he knows the books. He's the Minister of Justice, okay. But my problem, just as Mike rightly says, that the way our agencies just look at what happened between EFCC and the DSS. Look at what the NSA said at one time about service chiefs. Look at what happened between the army and police, withdrawing and not withdrawing. We didn't tell us
handing over
and the rest of them. And that is where we've been having. I don't know who is in charge, sincerely, because these are government agencies, and they're supposed to believe that. That's where I always say, when I talk, I say the ball stop at the table of the president.
Yes.
He's the president. That's why he's the president. These are people he appointed. You should call them to order. If you are making a statement, make sure that
everybody is on the same page.
But
So
then the president
because
cannot
it's government.
He cannot do everything. That's why he appointed these people that...
If they're not performing, then get rid of them. Because at the end of it, on the bus stop on
the president actually cannot be everywhere.
Everywhere, yes, I agree.
But when they bring a report to you, what do you do?
What do you do about it?
That is what Nigerians are seeing.
That is it.
It brings us back to the issue we started earlier.
Yeah.
The leader decides the direction, and everyone follows.
That is it. It's leadership.
All right, that's this day.
All right, so we go to the Vanguard, the major story. Defectors have agreed to work for Buhari while in PDP presidency. Says they never defected, but merely expressed intent. Now, it's not true. Enag is on his own. Senator, representative talking there now. It's becoming a little dramatic. Senator Enag, the special assistant to the president on National Assembly matters and Senate, said this. But two lawmakers were saying that that's a lie. We never said so.
I would give another angle to it. Just today, the former SA to former President Goodluck Jonathan, Reno,
exactly.
something. You know what he said? He said our people will remain, PDP members will remain in APC to destroy it.
Yeah, bring it down from
We're
within.
bringing it down. So that's so.
That was what he said. Is that the post that affected will work for the, in fact, Senator Rabi Ibrahim said that the only way I will work for the president is if it becomes the candidate of the PDP in 2019.
So it's politics playing.
But we've always asked this question. We've always asked this question here. What is the possibility that, because now they seem, the national chairman seem to be desperate with the way he's moving so that people don't defect more from the party, others who decide to stay. How sure are we, or how sure are they that they won't remain within the party and bring it down from within?
It seems to be the two parties.
Let me
exactly.
tell you something, which is why I think Adam Oshomole is not really playing. He's not playing politics. Those that are defecting, what you're supposed to find out, why are they defecting? What are they being promised where they are going to? You went to the National Assembly yesterday, where 35 of your members defected, and you are telling the lawmakers, oh, you are not having an automatic. If you want to leave, leave.
They are asking for automatic.
Yes, so you say, if you want to leave, leave. I expect somebody of his caliber to be more diplomatic about it. We look into what you have raised. We look at the National Executive Council meeting. We come out with a position that everybody within this party will have a sense of belonging in this party. That is how you talk.
All right.
There's a theory that says that certainly when decisive statements like that are made outside, it is different from what it is said at the closed door.
That is it.
Exactly.
So it's possible you could...
And from what you've seen, really.
Yeah, it could be that, senators, what do you expect me to say? I should go out there and tell them that there's automatic tickets. No, that's not democratic. Don't worry, you will get your automatic ticket. But when I go out, I will hit at you. But we know what the plan is.
Absolutely.
But listen, you are not talking to, it's not the senators you'll be addressing or the House of Reps. You are talking to Nigerians.
Exactly.
We are the electors.
They have the power in the first place.
Yes, you are talking to Nigerians because everybody is watching and listening.
Exactly.
You know that kind of things. They have supporters.
Because these people have support. Thank you.
That is it.
All right.
You are about saying that.
Yes.
They have supporters. So whatever you push out is what they take.
All right. Okay, APC, Tedros show returns. Sunny recounts as 39 senators meet Buhari. We are there again, like we said earlier. The national chairman of the party doing one thing, the president doing another. Gun running trial, Melaye kidnapped, ? Absent in court. All right, Oshodi Apapa traffic gridlock, disease, death, lack on emerging waste dumps. Reconstruction of Apapa Oshodi Expressway begins in 2 weeks. That's Vice President Oshibajo talking there. Down here, Oshun Court gives Adeleke 6 days to present the certificate. We talked about that. Headers farmers clashes deadlier than Boko Haram. That's ICG talking that. And it's been the common notion by so many groups across the world that the headers are more dangerous, and that was why they were tagged the fourth most dangerous group in the world.
It's true. Recent reports and research have shown that we've had more people killed by Fulani headsmen, or let me say headsmen. Really, let's now start leaving the Fulani out of it. The headsmen than Boko Haram, and in all their rapping and the rest of them on a daily basis. And you look at the spread. Unlike Boko Haram was just limited to the north, concentrated on the northeast, just within the northeast. But now it's spreading all over across both northeast, north central, southeast, southwest. So, and they are killing on a daily basis. And there's somebody, Senator Dan, what's his name? The former senator that was on program a few days ago. He said from
I think KB State also
Okay,
said.
Dan said,
Dan
Sadao.
Sadao,
Okay,
yes.
Senator Dan Sadao.
Yes, one of the program, when we were on Journalist Hangout a few days ago, we discussed that. He came and he made a statement that really touched me. He said an average Fulani person that he doesn't want to be confined in a prison. That is a taboo within their foods. So that he believes that if most of these killers have been apprehended, kept in prisons and the rest of them and being prosecuted, most of them will stop this because it is against their culture. That kind of thing. That's somebody that knows. So I think that the problem we have been having is that, yeah, there have been pockets of arrests here and there, but the main culprits, those that have been fueling this ember of violence, nobody's touching them. So many of them have come out to say openly, yes, they killed about 300 of our cows, we are going to kill certain numbers of people. Those kind of statements.
That statement wasn't made anyway.
Yeah. So,
it's all right. Let's move to the Daily Trust now. Ranking APC lawmakers may get special consideration. As Oshomole meets Reps Caucus, Dogara absent. Dogara was absent. And the Kora PDP rejects power sharing with defectors. Okay, that's going to be another issue to handle after defection. Because when you defect, let them confess. Federal government renews 25 oil block licenses, earns $1 billion. Okay. This happens periodically, and lots of lobbying goes into this leasing. The Buhari, armed forces bastion of Nigeria's unity. Absolutely. We agree. Absolutely. And of a robbery, police insist Saraki has a case to answer. And the woman, 55 years, throws grandchild into a well. I wonder how angry she was.
You know, she said, you know, it was very, very tragic. The woman said this daughter-in-law has not been good to her. I've been talking to her in her and the rest of them. And the son and the wife left the 2-year-old daughter with the grandmom. They went somewhere before they came. The woman just tied the baby and threw her inside the well.
So what's up with the innocent baby?
That she should, the woman should feel the pain that she has been feeling. What was the baby?
Very sad.
So terrible.
That's so unheard of a grandmother who should be pampering and spoiling the baby. But basically, I wonder what she's doing in the child's house in that case. Sometimes.
That's why they say that some are mothers, while some have maternal instincts. Not all mothers have that.
Yes, I agree. And I like the way Daily Trust is keeping tab on the Chibok girls. As of today, now it is 1,561 days since Chibok schoolgirls were abducted. Wow. This is to keep the flame alive.
Yeah, it reminds us of Leah Sharibu as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's here to be back.
Exactly. All right, Chris, Kehinde Wandu. More of Kehinde today.
Yeah, today. More of Kehinde today.
Thank you for coming. But we'll be keeping you for the next discussion now.
Okay.
Yeah.